Bowers & Wilkins are back with their second premium headphone release in 2022. Launched a few months back in June, the Px7 S2s were amongst the best headphones that we've tested on our channel, but we're back again with these, the Px8s. A step up in performance that also comes with a step up in cost, but are they really that much better, and do they justify the price jump over the Px7 S2s? Let's find out. So these Px8s are available for a fairly pricey $599, over £200 more than the Px7 S2s, which come in at £379. Now, Bowers & Wilkins are really pushing their flagship headphones right now, but as always, with a bigger price tag comes bigger expectations. And not to mention, there's some pretty tough competition when it comes to the premium wireless headphone market. So I want to know if these are really going to be enough to convince me that they are worth it. So first and foremost, my premium expectations start with the design. These are available in two different finishes. We've got black, or this tan and grey version here, with the cream accenting on the cushioning. Now, I ummed and ahed over which to go for, but I thought that the black looked very similar to the design of the Px7 S2s, whereas this colourway here is slightly different to what I've seen before. And I personally think this looks a little bit more premium. And now that I've got them in my hands, I can confirm that they definitely have that premium feel to them too. Now, Bowers have gone for a very soft yet hard-wearing nappa leather to cover the inner and outer parts of the headband, as well as also the memory foam in the ear cushions, which I personally really like. This leather is nice to the touch and it feels much more luxurious than the more rugged leather of the P9s. I think that was Saffiano leather. But yeah, these do definitely feel a step up from that. Now, on first impressions, I think it goes without saying that no stone has been left unturned when it comes to the build quality, but it's only really on much closer inspection when you can really start to genuinely appreciate the use of these high-end materials, which again is crucial when you're paying a higher price. The headphones themselves sit on this strong, sturdy cast aluminium structure with matching aluminium logo plates on the ear cups. And you'll notice that on either ear cup, we've got the raised Bowers & Wilkins logo that varies in appearance as the light hits it from different angles, which I think is a really nice touch. And it's topped off with a bright diamond cut edge that really helps to give these headphones that premium look. Now, as I mentioned at a glance, the finishing of the Px8s is somewhat reminiscent of the Px7 S2s, but there's a distinct level up in terms of craftsmanship and materials used. And considering that the total weight of these is just less than 20 grams heavier than the Px7 S2, so 320 grams in total, I found that these are still really comfy when worn over longer periods of time. And they also come with a very nice case. So Sam, can you just chuck that here for us? So yeah, I mean, this is a really, really nice case. It matches the headphones, it's sturdy, and it's even like the just attention to detail, the leather on the zip here matching the ear cups, and we've got a nice magnetic pocket inside to just keep things nice and tidy. So yeah, overall, really, really nice. So they look great, but for this price tag, what else are we exactly getting for our money? Unlike the majority of more expensive over-ear headphones, the Px8s go without touch controls and instead opt for physical control buttons. Now, which you prefer will be different from person to person. So personally, I would much prefer touch controls as I'm more used to that these days. But Sam, I know you much prefer the buttons, don't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so I guess each to their own. So on these, we've got most of the controls on the right side. So first of all, we've got a slider for power on and off, Bluetooth pairing, and then three other buttons for volume up and down, and a multifunction button that is used for play pause, skip forwards or backwards, and answer, end or reject calls. Now down here, we've also got our USB-C charging slot that we'll come back to a little later on. Now there's also a button on the left ear cup that lets you cycle through your noise cancellation options or activate your voice assistant depending on your preferences that you can alter in the app. Now, as well as being supplied with a very nice carry case, in the box you also get two 1.2 meter cables. The first is a USB-C to USB-C for charging, and the second is a USB-C to 3.5mm analog for making a physical connection to a source player if you'd rather listen wired. Inside the ear cups, there are new 40mm carbon cone driver units. Of course, we'll be giving you guys a sound test a little later in the video, but it's interesting to know that the new drive units housed inside these headphones have been inspired by the carbon dome efforts used in Bowers' 700 series loudspeaker range. They've essentially shrunk them right down to fit in here. Now, as we saw in the Px7 S2s, the carbon dome drivers found in the Px8s are also placed at an angle. And this change of design means that you should get a more accurate soundstage as you're getting a more consistent distance from your ear with that angle. Now, there are also 6 microphones in the Px8s, 4 of which are used for ANC and the other 2 are for calls, and I'll come back to the quality of those in a little bit. We've got Bluetooth 5.2 connection with the Px8s, and they're also compatible with Qualcomm's aptX, aptX HD, and aptX adaptive codecs, which is great news. And this ensures that we'll get the best possible sound quality from compatible phones, tablets, and computers. Plus, aptX adaptive will also help to maintain a good signal even in busy areas, though of course, it's not quite lossless. Now, iPhone users will be using AAC or SBC for streaming, so you're not going to access the higher quality Bluetooth streaming of aptX and aptX HD, as it's just not currently supported by Apple on iPhones. Now, there's no 3.5mm jack on these headphones, but there is that USB-C slot and supplied USB-C to 3.5mm cable for wired listening, although just note that if you prefer to listen via a wired connection, you won't be able to make use of the mics for calls, as they require Bluetooth, and these will also need to have some charge to them to be used even when wired. Battery life is super important on wireless headphones, and these give you a total of 30 hours with ANC on, which is going to be well over a day's worth of playback. Now, we also have a very handy fast charge feature that we've seen from the Px7 S2s that offers an additional 7 hours of listening time from a quick 15-minute recharge. Now, this battery life is by no means class leading, but it should keep the vast majority of users very happy, and that quick 15-minute recharge before heading off to work should realistically see you through the whole day. Now, given the fact that the Px7 S2 headphones are one of the better performers regarding active noise cancellation, it's somewhat welcome news that the Px8s also benefit from the same ANC platform. And I say somewhat because this does, however, mean that we're still limited with very simple ANC functionality. Now, the Px8's ANC options consist of either on, off, or pass-through, so we don't get any different levels of ANC like we do from other brands. The ANC works by combining the mics, so 2 measure the output from each drive unit inside the ear cup, 2 react to the ambient noise in the outside world, and the other 2 help to provide voice clarity for calls while suppressing noise. Again, similar to the Px7 S2s, the overall performance has been improved from the original Px7 by moving the 2 external microphones closer together, adjusting the angling of each microphone to improve voice capture, and changing the position of the second mic to reduce wind noise interference. All right then, so obviously we're outside. We've been testing the active noise cancellation and call quality on these Px8s all day. But I am really impressed with these, genuinely. We are right next to, hopefully you can hear that, a very busy train station, a scrapyard. We've got lorries turning up all day in the business park, and I've currently got the active noise cancellation mode on, and I genuinely cannot hear any of it. I flick it over into pass through, and obviously I can start to pick those things up. It's not obnoxious, but I can hear that it's there. So I've been really making the most of these 2 modes. So as you can see, guys, rather than just take our word for it, we've come out to a very busy road. We've got the Px8s with us here. We've got the binaural mic set up on the floor. And basically we're going to run through the different noise cancellation modes just to give you a really good real life example of how these actually work. So the first mode that we're going to do is off, then we're going to go pass through, and then full active noise cancellation. And finally we're going to go to full noise cancellation on. And finally, from a call quality perspective, again, we were really impressed with the Px8s. Now, there was a couple of times when it was really windy, when the person wearing them wasn't talking, you could hear that wind noise being picked up on the phone. But when the person was outside talking, you genuinely couldn't hear any of that whatsoever. So on the whole, really impressed. Hey guys, Louis here. I'm recording a voice message to test out the call quality on these. It's just started raining. We've got leaf blowers going on. There's trains going past. There's cars arriving in the business park. So hopefully, let us know in the comments, how good do these actually sound? The Bowers Music app has also had a refresh, and you can now stream music directly from within the app. So the likes of Qobuz, Tidal and Deezer are supported streaming platforms. And if you're heavily invested in the Bowers and Wilkins family, you'll be glad to hear that this latest app update allows owners of other Bowers products to switch between listening on other devices. So For example, if you've got a pair of Formation Duos or a Zeppelin and decide to head out with your new pair of Px8s, you should get a nice switchover. Now, taking a closer look inside the app itself, we're able to see the battery life percentage of the headphones and select either noise cancellation on, pass through, or off completely. Scrolling a little bit further down, we're able to fine tune the sound profile to our taste through an adjustable EQ that includes a treble and bass slider, and we can also view and manage the devices connected to the headphones. Now, under the quick action heading, you can choose what the button on the left earphone controls, so either environment control, which is the noise cancellation option, or we can use it to activate our native voice assistant. Now, other than that, we've got some device management controls, and the one feature that I really like here, and I have consistently made use of, is the wear sensor. So that will pause your music when you lift an ear cup and put them to sleep when removed for an amount of time. But they will then start playing your music or podcast again from exactly where you left off whenever you put them back on again. And you can adjust the intensity of the effect with low, normal and high options. And below these, the last couple of options give you the ability to select our streaming quality options and rename the Px8 as well as perform a factory reset. I think overall it's a nice app. It's worked well in our testing and there are some good features, so that's a definite tick in the box there. So the big question then, how do these sound? Well, according to a very bold statement from Bowers & Wilkins, this is the best sound quality they have ever delivered from a pair of wireless headphones. And after having tested plenty of their products before, we were very much looking forward to seeing how that statement held up. Now, a huge disclaimer as always, guys, this sound test that you're about to listen to is designed to give you a flavor of what these headphones sound like. What you hear over YouTube will simply not do these justice, but it should give you some indication as to how they sound. So, from our testing, are we in agreement with Bowers & Wilkins that these headphones offer the best sound quality from a pair of their headphones? The simple answer is yes. These are the best sounding Bowers & Wilkins headphones we have listened to, but to experience the best quality possible, you need to make sure you are feeding these headphones with the highest source quality. If you're listening to these with your iPhone, yes, you will get great results because you're still benefiting from the premium components, but you won't be getting everything these headphones are capable of. After listening to a combination of many different artists and genres, we generally found the frequency range to be very impressive from top to bottom. The tonality is very convincing and they produce a very large soundstage which allows you to pick out every detail with ease. I think this was an element that really shined through and something you find ultra premium headphones do well. Complex layered tracks were handled effortlessly and this made for a very enjoyable listening experience. On the flip side of that, the Px8 also handled simple acoustic or say solo instrument tracks equally as well. The low frequencies the Px8 can generate are very deep. They hit immersively hard, but they're also very controlled at the same time. I found that they complemented and not overpowered our testing tracks, whether that be hip hop, electronic, alternative, things like that. And unsurprisingly, as with most Bowers products, mid-range was highly detailed and precise across the entire volume range. These headphones do really get the listener's attention and make you want to re-listen to your favourite albums all over again. With a price tag of $599 and plenty of strong competition, these Px8s landed with a wealth of expectation. And if we're honest, they met it somewhat. The build quality is genuinely very impressive and they sounded excellent, and I found these to be an extremely comfortable pair of headphones to use. However, At face value, it can be very easy to just write these off as another pair of expensive headphones that don't really offer anything truly groundbreaking, and truthfully, on some aspects, you wouldn't be wrong for thinking so. For me, these are really for those out there with the means to enjoy higher quality streaming on these and anyone who simply wants a premium experience end to end. However, if you're simply in the market for a decent pair of premium headphones and listen to most of your music on your iPhone and don't necessarily think that you'll listen to your music at the highest possible quality, then to be honest, I think you can save yourself some money and look at the Px7 S2s or Sony XM5s. Don't get me wrong, if you have the budget and capability to listen at the highest quality, then these will deliver, and where most headphones have a cap. The more you push the Px8s, the more you'll get back in return. I just think for a large majority out there, you can get something you're very, very happy with for a lot less. As always, we'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments below, so make sure you let us know what you think of these. Thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you all in the next video.